Hi, everyone. I'm going to talk about the giving tree, like this. I'm going to talk about this for a minute, in just a minute, because I want to show you the living room first. Marie and I decorated last night. I'm going to share a video with you. So Marie and I decorated, and I came home from work. It's November 1st, pretty much the earliest possible date that you can decorate without people griping too loudly about it, as though you're violating some like holy living room sanction or something like that. And we put on Christmas music, and we baked and we decorated. There used to be 3 pumpkins in front of the fireplace, and now there's just 2 because Marie and I chopped one of those pumpkins up. And and then we like baked it, and then we blended it, and then we made keto versions, like our own versions of pumpkin pie, of ice cream, of protein bars, and cookies. And then we also made like chocolates, like Andes, those like A&D, like the after dinner mint kind of chocolates. And so I've been overeating all day today, but that was us yesterday. And so that's what I'm looking at right now. Marie's on the sofa, and there's the fireplace. The real fireplace is covered with what looks like a Christmas present, because there's no need to have an actual fire with pulmonary stress going when we can just put one on TV and essentially get the same effect. So that's what I'm looking at right now, and it puts me in a good mood to talk about the giving tree, which I've talked about before. This isn't a new subject for this channel. Marie and I recently were just sitting in front of the bookcase, and I mentioned that I did that more than 2 decades ago. I'm 44, maybe I was 22, it's half my life ago. I made what is basically a graphic novel, before the words like graphic novel were so prevalent in literature and conversation. But I'm not going to show you, I promised that I would show you that at some point, and that promise still holds. I will show that to you, but that's not this. This is about Journal 89, where I said, the one on Halloween that I recorded Halloween morning, which is why it was all dark out. The sun hadn't risen yet. So just a couple days ago, and I said something like, The Giving Tree is the only book that should be translated into every single language, something like that. And of course people gripe. People are going to grumble about, as though Marie and I decorated for Christmas in August or something. That level of gripe, it's not hostile, but people still say, like, Shel Silverstein should be posthumously canceled, and like this book especially is like has sexist themes, and so we should get rid. I don't think people are being sincere. I think that's a disingenuous claim that people are making. I just can't imagine anybody actually believes that, because to me, this is the best work of fiction ever written. It is depressing. It is depressing. People aren't making that up. It is cruel. It is very much so cruel. But it's also familiar to us in 100 different ways. And it's so simple that those familiarities, those 100 different possible familiarities strike us so profoundly and so individually, right? Like, let's say you're an environmentalist. There may be a moral lesson here about taking from nature and not giving anything back, right? But if you're a parent, if environmentalism is not at the forefront of your life and parenting is, or you're just in an unhealthy give and not take relationship, there's instruction there. There's at least commentary, if not instruction, there's empathy about here's what it feels like to be the tree. And the instructive part is like, if you don't withdraw from this, like your loved one is going to come at you with a hatchet, if this unconditional, or if you have a different approach, there's sort of a Buddhist-y kind of look at it. You could say, the secret to happiness is unconditional giving to others. So there's just so many different interpretations here. There's 100 different ones, and the book is fewer than 1,000 words. It's like 600 and something words. And Shel Silverstein never even said what it was about, and that allows us to continue nurturing these personal interpretations. And so that power to weight ratio, find another book. You could say those, like what flash fiction I think is called, where it's like for sale, baby carriage, never used. Like, that's a gimmick. That's not a story. As far as stories go, I don't think this one has a peer in power to weight rate. Like, imagine this were a song. Imagine this isn't a book, right? It's a song. Those are the best songs in the world, where it's a simple melody that can register, can ring in a catchy, true way to all of us, that we can all tap our feet to this. And the lyrics are ambiguous and open to personal interpretations, right? We don't exactly know what the song is about, but it registers in such a personal way to us. That's Bob Dylan level songwriting right there. That's as good as it gets. That's as good as it gets for songwriting. But what people pretend they want, the grumbling about this book and what they try to like revise it and make it do something else, is the shallowest, utter happiness. That's Barney, but that's a Barney song. And find me somebody above the age of 10 who sincerely, in their deep downs, thinks that Barney songs are better than Bob Dylan songs. You're not going to find it, right? And if we actually wanted that, if people were being sincere in their criticism here, if it wasn't just disingenuous to get a rise out of somebody, to try to get attention, if people were sincere and they actually think Barney is better than Bob Dylan, the Barnification of art would be a terrible tragedy. And so that's where I think the Giving Tree has meaty legs, and you can't chop those things down. Not with any axe can you chop those things down. But I'll end there. I hope your literature brings you like power to weight ratio happiness, and your living room has your own version of a Marie in it. And your own version of decorations, whatever brings you some joy in life. I hope those things, as we move forward in our holiday season, you're going to be seeing a lot of decorative, festive joy from me. But I'll see you next time.